A vicious werewolf infiltrates a supermarket. It is attempting to taste an Australian steak. John and the others are taken aback. They must remain silent at such times. The werewolf's attention is immediately drawn to the ear-splitting sound, and he begins to pounce in the direction of the sound. He followed the human scent the entire time. Fortunately, by the time the werewolf arrived at the shelf, John and the others had already gone into hiding. The werewolf, on the other hand, was not about to give up on this meal. It scurried up to fruit stand, with a strong desire to eat. He couldn't seem to stop drooling. But Tom was hiding beneath the fruit stand. His face was covered in saliva. A foul odor hit him at once, and the sticky could not be shaken off. Right then, John next to him had an idea. He picked up a chicken leg and tossed it into the distance. The wolf's attention was successfully diverted. Tom, on the other hand, couldn't help himself. The werewolf, who realized he'd been duped, in a rage, he charged after them. Then there was a vicious lunge. It collapsed into the freezer and became dizzy. Tom was about to be happy when he fell into the shopping cart. With no other option, John could only escape by pushing the shopping cart. Seeing the werewolf pursuing him, they had no choice but to flee through the supermarket's back door. However, the quality of this large iron door was poor. After a while, the werewolf kicked it out. They escaped once more. They were, however, in a desperate situation. As the werewolf approached, as the wolves prepare to make a tasty meal of several people, suddenly, a car appeared and slammed into the trash. Female drivers are unquestionably the best in times of crisis. John and the others were able to escape the crisis. So, where did this werewolf appear? Tom turns out to be a horror novelist, but not with his magical pen. The monster from the book came to life, so Tom abruptly stopped writing. The horror novel was safely stored in the bookcase. However, only one day ago, inadvertently, John broke into Tom's house and opened the novel, which contained the monster. This is not good. With a powerful shock wave, the book exploded. The font in the book became a strange black liquid. A massive snow monster appeared in the real world from the pages of a book. For the first time in human history, the snow monster is extremely curious about new things. However, at that precise moment, a boy accidentally smashed the lamp. The Wendigo let out a loud roar. It rushed towards him at breakneck speed. The boy was terrified and screamed, but his companions saved him in the end. The Wendigo rushed out the window with excessive force. Alice, the girl, knew that the monster needed to be resealed. As a result, the three pursued it all the way to the stadium. By leaping from the ceiling, the Wendigo assisted. Just as Alice was about to take him back into the book, the Wendigo beat her to it by going to get the novel. They quickly hid behind the car, but when John looked up, the Wendigo made eye contact with him. The Wendigo then delivered a punch. Only the three of them could enter the safe room to avoid the Wendigo. However, the glass is clearly unable to withstand the hammering. When they were about to die in this place, the Wendigo abruptly retracted its hands. The body began to uncontrollably revert to black liquid. Tom, the original, has arrived. Even though the Wendigo tried everything, it was futile. Tom had finally resealed the book. However, when several people returned home, they discovered the novel's most terrifying puppet also escaped. It is the book's most intelligent character. He can even move at lightning speed. Several people are simply unable to do anything. They could only stand there and watch as the puppet took the book that sealed itself. And then I burned it. The puppet then removed all of the books from the cabinet. In front of everyone, he vanished. And his appearance also indicates that the world has truly entered a state of chaos. The first thing that happened was the resurrection of a puppet army. Look at how a group of dolls came to life in an unusual way. They appear cute on the outside, but inside they are full of malice. When they saw the flying knife miss the boy, they took out the rope and prepared to strangle him. The dolls also abused other companions. Tom was even tied up and ready to be thrown in the oven. In a desperate situation, John attacked with a broom, smashing the dolls. But before they could exhale a sigh of relief, the dolls that had just been broken resurrected in an unusual way. Several people could only flee to the basement in a hurry, used the floor traps to delay the doll army's attack once more. This was eventually escaped, but the puppet began to wreak havoc, unleashing all the monsters. The entire town was completely destroyed. The monsters even attacked the police. Two ice sculptures stared at each other. When Tom saw what was happening in front of him, he knew he had to defend himself. Tom's only option for saving is to write another book. All of the monsters will be captured and returned to the world of fiction. This magical storybook must be written on a special old-fashioned typewriter. With no time to back out, they drove there, but the journey was not without incident. With the men's screams, a massive praying mantis appeared and blocked their path. Tom rushed to turn around and flee. They had no choice but to pursue the praying mantis. They fled to a desolate cemetery, where they were pursued by a swarm of zombies. Tom finally found the typewriter at school after much effort. He immediately began writing and constructing a new story. But, just as the novel was about to be completed, the puppet arrived and pinched Tom's hand, preventing him from continuing to write. At the same time, a swarm of monsters had descended on the school and began to wreak havoc. In order to ensure the students' safety, Tom drove out of the school to draw the monsters' attention. The car was directly destroyed by a massive praying mantis that fell from the sky. However, when they went up to inspect it, it turned out to be a ruse, and Tom has already moved on to another vehicle. However, the monsters were all resurrected after the explosion, while John and the others fled to the abandoned amusement park. But did not expect the puppet let loose a massive slime. So that I can write, Tom offered to stay behind. The slime attack was postponed while John rushed to finish the story. As the monsters surrounded him, John completed the novel at the last minute. Finally, as the book is opened, a holy light appears in the sky. All of the monsters were drawn back into the book. After the crisis had passed, the town experienced a period of peace and quiet. And those monsters were sealed in the book, never to be seen again. The film's issue has come to an end. Thank you for watching the story and I hope you liked it.